Seattle as they find themselves down in a 2-0 hole to the Nuggets. They received some bad news as Chris Paul's status is in doubt for games 3 and 4 against the Denver Nuggets this weekend because of a left groin strain he suffered in game 2. Sources telling our Adrian Wojnarowski. Stephen A., can the Suns beat the Nuggets without Chris Paul?
I don't believe they can. I don't believe they can beat Denver with him right now, the way that I've seen them look the first 2 games. I just think that Denver's bigger. They have more depth. Obviously, they've got some perimeter shooting, and they're not relying on 2 stars playing 43+ minutes a night. I think that the absence of use by Monty Williams of his bench puts such a boatload of pressure on Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. If you're Denver, all you have to do is wait until the fourth quarter. Wait for the game to wane and then pull away because you wear them out because they're tired. That's a lot to ask, and that's a lot to put on the shoulders of 2 guys. That is what, unfortunately, I think the great coach that is Monty Williams has done in this series. And so when you look at Phoenix's bench production, which is the least and the lowest in these playoffs for any team, at 14 points a game, I just don't see how they. I thought
Stephen
they
A.,
were
are they in
trouble
danger of getting swept?
Yes, I believe they are. I'm not betting on that. I think that KD and Devin Booker could get you 1 game, but are they in danger of getting swept? Yes, they got to win game 3. They got to win game 3 because I think that Denver will close them out if they don't. I right now I'm looking at 5 games, and I'm not ruling out 4.
Look, I think the Suns can win a game. I'll agree with you on that. I don't think they're going to win this series. It would take 2 Herculean performances for 4 out of the next 5 games from Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. But I do think, Stephen A., that they had a very clear strategy in Game 2. Game 1 was a pretty game. Easy ball movement, easy body movement for Denver. You can't beat Denver playing that way. The offense is just too good. They're too skilled. And to your point, Phoenix doesn't have the ancillary pieces and the Michael Porter Jr., whatever it may be. Denver has a more complete roster. But they mucked it up in Game 2. They were physical. They did a better job in the Jokic-Murray 2-man pick and roll and the dribble handoff action. I think about that game, and Kevin Durant, his missed 3s specifically. Look, he had good looks. Those are shots that he's made throughout his career. Shot over 40% from 3 this year. A couple of those go down. We may be talking about a split series right now. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the Suns get a game or even 2 games in Phoenix without CP. But it's going to take the 2 of them having great games, and it's going to take a guy like Terrence Ross, Landry Shamet, Cam Payne, one of them having a 3 or 4 3-point game.
Let's take it easy on the Nuggets, Stephen A., please. Okay, they lost to Minnesota a game, and they should have lost 2. Should have lost 2 games to the T-Wolves. They only lost 1. Durant was 2 for 12 from 3 in the third.
What is this like? No, dude, they won. They won, though.
But they were
just like the Knicks won last night.
Not that impressive.
They won.
Minnesota won again.
They weren't that impressive.
They won.
Are you serious?
I like Denver.
They've been the most impressive team in the playoffs so far.
They beat the T-Wolves. Take it easy. Gee, Minnesota. And Durant was 2 and 12 in the fourth quarter. Oh, he's up from 3. He was 2 for 12. I remember who
has been the most impressive team to you then in the playoffs? If
I had to, Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, they beat Milwaukee.
Well, Giannis didn't play 3 games.
Well, they still won Game 5
and they had an outlier series in 3-point percentage.
They still won Game 4 and 5, and they blew.
Give them credit. They won the game. I'm not saying they were lucky to win the game.
Well, okay, but they were down 16 in both fourth quarters with Giannis playing in the game.
Give them credit.
And they won.
Give them credit.
Denver beat the T-Wolves in Minnesota.
It's impressive. You know what I'm getting at. A
W's a W.
No, the most impressive team. The team that looks like they can win it all. The team that has the least amount of question marks. That's what I'm getting at. You know that's what I'm getting at.
You think Denver's got the least amount of question marks right now?
Yes. Thus far,
you guys
yes.
are overrating the Nuggets. Take it easy, please, both of you.
You know what? Wilbon said that.
I think they can win both games. I think this is going 2-2 back to Denver. And by the way, I also said the same thing about Golden State, that they win the 2 games against the Kings back at home, and everybody was a little dubious about that. Now, Barnes missed a shot. would have maybe won the series in Game 4, but I think 2-2. I think Phoenix is going to get the 2 games at home. We'll see what Chris. I don't think they can win in Denver without Chris Paul. I don't think they can win a road game, but I think they can win the 2 home games. 2-2 back to Denver. You're going to see a good game tomorrow night, or was it Friday night? You'll see a good game. You play a little golf.
Well,
yeah, you see Game 3. You hang around for Game 4. That series will be 2-2. He's lost the idea that Denver can sweep Phoenix. Well, Denver, why? Because they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves? Take it easy. Please. A team went 41-41. Take it easy.
You're not paying attention.
Yes, I am.
Maybe. I mean, you're watching the game, but I've seen you because you FaceTime me from your
Pirates
house.
And the Atlanta Braves.
That's
right.
That's right. That game, and he's watching NHL. He's watching the Rangers and the Devils, and the Rangers losing Game 7. He was watching that too. So he's vacillating back and forth. His hair is wild when he FaceTimes me. Okay, he looks sleepy half the damn time because he's staying up trying to watch everything. He can't possibly focus. So let me throw some nuggets out for you. When you look at the Phoenix Suns, 0-13 all-time in the postseason when they're down 0-2 in the series. They've never come back. That's number one. Number two, when you look at the 6 different players they've tried sporadically to use off the bench, I'm looking at the numbers here. Combined to score only 4 points and 2 of 16 shooting. That's 12.5%. You can't rely on these dudes. And the reality is that maybe the reason is because Monty Williams hasn't been using them. He felt pressurized to put KD and Devin Booker in the lineup as much as possible to make sure they could develop some cohesiveness, some chemistry. But I think that's cost the rest.